Okay, so those are the two. Now, insert in having hyper calorie dense foods. So this is everywhere, everywhere that we eat, any fast food, any restaurant, an overwhelming majority of what you're going to see on that menu is going to be hyper calorie dense, highly palatable foods. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that per volume, it has a ton of calories. So it makes it very easy to over consume those foods. And then being hyper palatable essentially just means like everything from the taste to the texture, all this stuff is meant for you to really enjoy these foods. And this is where I'm taking this long breath, where it's like the weird food science and marketing, where it's got ahead of our own, evolution and biology, which makes it so hard. Like, I don't entirely blame Kellogg's or whoever the hell making these foods, from the packaging to the food to the taste to the crunch to the whatever, making it very hard not to want to be addicted to. But it does make it so much harder. And we are fighting this kind of biology and evolution of not that long ago. It was much harder to get to food, so we have these again, these biological things, these set points and whatever in our body, so we don't famish, starve to death or whatever. But now, especially if you live in the United States or wherever, first world country, it does make it much freaking harder. Because the essentially the level of self-control that you have to have now is immense. And if you're born and raised on some of these foods, it just makes it such an uphill battle. So that's the food stuff. Is, again, to kind of wrap it up, we have very tasty, relatively cheap foods that are very calorie dense, which makes it really easy to overconsume these calories. And then if you mix that in with a lot of food noise, a big appetite, you start to see where you're like, ooh, those chips are not stacked in your favor at all. All right.